By the way, full nod to Amanda, second day in a row, got the throat coat in the studio. Game changer. Oh, it's so nasty, but so good. You know? And there's teaching in this. And so I'm going to give you just a moment here on this before we get into the news. Here I go again. So many things in life that are really good for us taste nasty. And you just got to embrace it. I mean, in order for me to get to the show today, I had to sip the throat coat before and during the show. It tastes terrible. Every time I take a sip of it, I feel like it's the worst Robitussin that they ever made. But you know what? It's good for me. So there you go. Here's the question. What do you need to do that ain't going to taste great or be great or feel great, but you know it's good for you? Do it. All right. Here's the headline from The Hustle. What it's like to make $100,000 plus walking dogs. Ryan Stewart is the subject of the article. Here's a direct quote. Dog walking is not a job for someone with a wandering mind. It requires every ounce of your attention. And I got to tell you this. Until I read this article, I would have thought, well, dog walking, you can just, you're holding on to the leash. But until I realized I have dogs. And this dude is walking up to 6 dogs at a time. So this isn't dog walking. This is like dog sledding. And he's right, especially in New York. His territory is Long Island City, which is just across the river from Manhattan. And he has become an expert at tracking poop schedules. This was the line I was most excited about sharing. And he's gotten great at spotting a squirrel from 100 yards away. For those of you that are really paying attention, you understand what's going on right now. He knows his dogs, how long they walk before they got to do their business. He knows if I don't spot the squirrel ahead of time and redirect, I got 6 dogs pulling my arms off. It's really fascinating. This is really cool. Now listen, this is so inspiring. Stay with us. He's got 15 years of experience, and he pulls in 6 figures that many people perceive to be unglamorous and unlucrative. This is so good. I'm reading directly from the article. Today's urban dog walking landscape is cutthroat and rife with challenges. And it goes on to talk about, early on, he was the youngest of a large brood of kids. Shuffled around with his non-biological father in the military. And he just was never in one place very long. Had some illnesses that he dealt with some depression. And then one day, he had a fortuitous encounter with a dog trainer who suggested he get into the trade. So he starts shadowing the dog trainer, reads books, learns about dog psychology, which led him to, as a part of his learning, observing dogs for hours at a time in a park. Now, folks, I teach this. I teach shadowing, like learning, diving in. You love dogs? Well, what could you do with dogs? What do you love about dogs? This kid actually does all this. So while he thinks he's going to get into dog training, he realized that the early opportunity for him was just caring for the dogs by walking the dogs for business people who are in the office. They've got the extra income and they want their dogs exercised. So he takes, watch this, a small opportunity. I'm talking small opportunity. Okay? Because he likes dogs. And he turns it into 6 figures. Because his business, watch this, of course, grew by word of mouth. You do a good job walking one rich old lady's dog. Here's what I know about rich old ladies and their dogs. They got other rich old lady friends who got dogs. And rich old ladies don't want to walk the dogs in Central Park. Rich old ladies just want the dog to get their exercise and get the hyperness out of their system so that the pooch can sit next to them on the couch while they watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. So, you ready for this? Dog walking is an estimated $979 million industry. And it's only going to grow because dog ownership is increasing. 53% of American households now own dogs. Pet owners are spending more money on time-saving services like dog walking. We are a lazy culture. Can we just be honest? So we'd rather pay somebody like Ryan to walk our dogs. Now, I'm going to tell you, Joe, I stepped into this situation and I said, no, here's the deal. A, I have a teenage son who can walk my dog. And B, I bought a house with a good-sized yard to where my two dogs can go bananas out in the back and get all that business out of their system. But in Manhattan, there ain't no backyard. So for some of you that are going, this could be great, you better know your zip code. So I just want to put this out here. But if you are in a metropolitan area and you even live 20 minutes outside of a good-sized city and your kid is a teenager looking to make some good money in the summer or evenings, they get their homework done, they drive in and walk rich people's dogs. It's unbelievable. So here's what this guy says. Okay, I gave you a quote at the beginning. He says, any Joe Schmo can make $50,000 a year working for Rover. Someone who works for himself and can walk 2 to 3 dogs at once can make $100,000. He then goes on to say, and if they're really good, they can make $200,000. So why do we share this article? Because in the world we live in right now, being an entrepreneur has never been easier. Making great money as a side hustle to get out of debt or to fund your degree in psychology so you can do the counseling that you want to do, it's never been easier. You got to look for opportunities to do something you really enjoy that really meets a need. And there lies opportunity. Dog walker making over $100,000? Oh my word. What are you waiting on?